Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I got a how to master air roll and all your aerial car control in today's video. So if you guys want to know how to do that, please stay tuned. Other than that, let's get right into the tips. Alright, for tip number one, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but I have a controller overlay on the left side of the screen so I can show you what I mean every time I do something. So first off, we want to start off with how to aerial. And if you already know this part and skip a little bit ahead, I'll leave a thing on the screen before you can skip to. But if you don't know how to aerial and you're here and you're watching this video, this is the basics of how you aerial. So what you want to do is you want to jump and then tilt your car back. So with the left stick, I'm tilting my car back. And this especially helps for fast aerials later down the line of jumping and tilting your car back. So you can do this. But while you're jumping and tilting your car back, you want to be boosting at the same time. So this is the essence of a fast aerial, or you can press X really fast and it's a double jump aerial. So this is a fast aerial. I won't go all the way to the ceiling, but theoretically with the fast aerial you can reach the ceiling in either 40 boost or 60 boost. So now that we got that out of the way, a lot of people will now look like this, tilt your car a little too much, and then this is where we get into the important stuff. The sensitivities. Or is it? Sensitivities, sorry about that. And these are my set sensitivities. If you guys want to copy it, go ahead. But I really suggest you don't, because everyone has their own sensitivities. I'm still figuring out my exact sensitivities, so these may change in the coming few months. So yeah, but with that out of the way, the sensitivity is how much you kind of have to move your analog stick to control your car. And a great way of learning this actually is to head to your goal in training or in a unlimited boost private match. Preferably training is going from one goal to the other goal, and you can move your analog stick every here and there, flip your car around, try to recover. And you can do that from blue side to orange, orange to blue. And when you get comfortable enough, what you can do is actually flipping your car upside down, keeping your speed, and trying to figure out where you're going, but upside down. So it's a little more challenging because everything's inverted. But once you get a handle on that, it becomes a lot easier, because my next thing I would suggest is going around the field and going in and out around the side of it, right? Going from in, out, in, and then out, all while not holding air roll, because we'll get to air roll a little bit later, which makes things either easier or harder depending on how you look at it. So now that you've done that, what you can do is you can go to the inner boost pads and do the same thing, and then maybe once you're good enough, you can like fly all around the circle here. I'm not too good at it anymore, but I used to be pretty decent at it. You kind of just go around the circle like that, but with air roll, right? So it's a little bit easier. But yeah, if you're just learning aerials, I suggest that. But if you're here and you're for the more advanced stuff, like the fast aerials or the kind of like how to master it a little further, is to go around the map. And now this is where we introduce the air rolls. Is you try to flip your car around with air roll, flip it around again, with and without your directional as well, and with regular air roll. For me, I have my air roll, I believe it's left bound to my square, and my air roll right bound to my circle. I don't use my circle as much, nor do I use my square most of the time, and I sometimes use my L1, which is my regular air roll, like my non-directional air roll. So for you slightly more advanced than beginners, I suggest going in either the side of the goal or the upside, like the part where you put your car upside down, and making your car like spin out, I guess, like making yourself awkward, and then catching yourself either with the air roll and trying to continue to the other side of the net. If I were to do that, it'd be something like this. Turn my car around with the air roll, do upside down if you're comfortable enough with it, and land in the goal. And once you kind of land here, gonna just use your momentum, either use boost as well, try to cover and catch yourself with your air roll or no air roll, depending on how confident you are in it. But I do suggest using your air roll, as you are going to get more comfortable with it. But with that said, let's get on to how you can actually start to master these. Now we are moving up the chain here, and we are going to be talking about more intermediate to, I guess I want to say expert level car control, not car control, aerial car control, and the getting closer to mastering it. And what you kind of want to do is you want to go into training, you want to go into custom training, and you want to go to look for at least basic aerials by Flume. He has a pretty good pack for basic aerials, and the more like experienced I guess you are at aerials and controlling your car in the air, is you want to aim for preferably the goal. I'm not very good at showing that sometimes. I do aim for the crossbar a lot apparently. But what you want to do is you want to practice getting up faster, and I kind of explained in the beginning of what a fast aerial is. And if you don't know what a fast aerial is, it's jumping, pointing your car back, and jumping in, all while boosting. So it looks something like that, and you aim for the goal. It can bounce if you are higher up in the aerial game already. You kind of want to make sure to make it not bounce. And this shot too, bang, you can bounce whatever as long as it goes in. And slowly, when you master your car control even more, aerial car control, you can add spins so you can correct yourself. You can set up double taps. Of course, aim for the crossbar. No one expects the bounce shot, so use those to your best ability. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about this step. It's getting slightly closer to that more expert level of car control, and you can kind of do this shot for a few minutes, maybe 5 reps of it. So you do 5 shots 5 times for 25 shots, and each time you try to level up the difficulty of your shot. And when you make a mistake, just learn why you made that mistake, which is what a lot of people don't do. They get upset or angry, and then they just kind of quit. What you want to actually do is you want to learn how to avoid that for future reference, right? So you know how you can score that every single time. Boom. And that's kind of it. We are now moving up to the more expert advanced, or if you want to start this sooner, it's going to be a lot harder, but let's move up to those expert and advanced levels. Now, for these expert and advanced levels of aerial car control, it's going to require custom maps. And I hate to say it, not the custom maps in training, but like the workshop maps that you've probably heard before. And the one that we're going to do today is Speed Jump 3 Rings, or Rings 3 by DMC, and is kind of the staple map of all aerial learning people. So if you want to start this off earlier, be my guest, but it's gonna be a lot longer, and it's kind of tied to exclusive PC use. But while you're in this map, you want to, at the start, you want to be able to not hold your air roll. You kind of want to go into the map and just learn how to gauge your speed, your altitude, and all the other flying lingo. But you want to learn how to move your car in certain ways, learn how to recover your car. If you're struggling, then as I said, it's going to take a lot of time. It's taken me at least 3,000 hours to get to where I am today, and I would say I'm not even that great. But giving you all the tips I know how to improve it as fast as you can. It won't happen overnight, but if it does, then you gotta let me know, because I might be onto something here. But what you want to do is you want to go through the map, slowly correct your car, not slowly correct your car, but correct your car's movements with your joystick. And once you get to about here, especially when you see the yellow rings in the back over there, you want to start by holding your air roll. Now you're about halfway through the map, if not a third of the way through the map already. So if you're at this point, you're probably comfortable enough beating the whole map. So now if you add your arrow, it adds a little bit of difficulty. And just keep holding arrow through the whole entire map, unless you're on the ground there, of course. But what you want to do here is you want to learn how to correct your car and make sure you still maintain your speed. A lot of people slow down for this or stop holding and just tap and feather the boost, which is just what happens when you don't hold the boost down. Or that's what it's called, when you don't hold the boost down. And they slowly speed up through here, and then when they see the red ring, they're like, uh-oh. But it's quite simple. All you have to do is make sure you go through the ring. You can either do that with arrow or without. You just got to make sure you maintain your height and speed. And you can go through the map however else you like. I just prefer getting through sections of this, especially at the beginning when you're learning arrow or when you understand it, or just whatever level you are as of right now. And don't kid yourself, don't think you're much better than you are, because you could easily be put in your place, let me tell you. But yeah, if you be honest with yourself and say you're at this level with your aerial game, you just gotta work at certain levels. And I'm sure there's other training packs out there from like the step I mentioned before. I just chose the easiest and most accessible one that everyone can use, so, and you can play it however you want to. And this is more exclusive to PC, so I kind of regret showing it, but it's also the best way to learn aerials, and especially your aerial car control. But other than that, as I said, for console, in my last tutorial-ish thing I've done is to boot up maps, and you can easily look this up. You look up like broken maps, or maps where you are outside in non-training in custom training, something like that. I don't know, I've done it before, so I know it works. And you can go around the terrain in each map and figure out your own path and stuff like that. So if you're on console, that's how you do it. But if you're on PC like me, if you're on Epic, if you look up how to install workshop maps with Bakkesmod on Epic, and that's pretty much it. But for you very high-end, kind of around me, GC-ish level, I have one more thing for you that might blow your socks off here. Now this final step here for you very high-endish game, close to mastery players, is do it in ranked. Now this season I've barely played compared to my previous season, so I'm really low and there's only 5 days left. So what you want to do is you want to boot up 2s, you want to boot up 3s, and you want to boot up 1s, and especially 2s and 3s, because in 1s you get less airplay, but you can also control the game more. So if you want to learn it faster, you hard grind 1s and you get your mechanics faster that way. Or you learn game sense at the same time with 2s. I don't care about 3s and I hate 3s, so if you learn it the same way in 2s and 3s, be my guest, do it, whatever it takes. But if you really want to grind 1s and grind your aerial car control, do things that lose you the game, but you learn how to play the game. And over time, when your mechanics become better, so can your game sense, and that's when you queue 2s and 1s. And if you want to be that player that plays 3s, play 3s. I won't stop you. But that is kind of everything I had for you guys. So if you guys did enjoy, please hit that sub button, please hit that like button, please let me know down in the comments what you thought, because this is really my first tutorial and I hope I did good. Other than that, everyone have a good rest of your day, night, whatever time it is for you, and remember to stay positive. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.